On this episode of The Modern Moron, we conclude our conversation from the prior episode that includes an obituary the senator's father has written for himself, a memorial service I attended, which turns into a conversation about celebrity sightings, a quick chat about a sexist comment that is in this summer's Spiderman trailer. We conclude with the Jussie Smollett case being dropped and Mr. Smollett refusing to pay the court costs. But not before we hear an excerpt from the NBA on TNT, where Sir Charles Barkley brings the entire production to a halt. Sound unorganized? That's because there are two morons at the helm of The Modern Moron.
My dad, who is still very much alive, wrote his obituary and sent it to me.
Oh, yes, you told me about that.
Oh, my God.
Do you want to read it? Would you feel disrespectful reading it?
No, not at all. But I countered his obituary. Okay, so he wrote his.
With a counteroffer? You sent him a reply.
No, I didn't. I rewrote the obituary the way it should be written, not the way he wrote his own obit. He put a demand in there. He put a demand.
What was his demand?
His demand was, well, I have to read it to you. I mean, it's not going to make sense if I paraphrase it. Okay, you want the demand? Here's the demand. I thank every patriot, fellow citizen who supported my activist battles. Do you want to give a little summary? My dad's a constitutionalist. He's
a protester.
He's a patriot. He is. I mean, this has been his passion. Everybody's got a passion.
And his is patriotism.
Very much so. And I have to hand it to him. He does know the Constitution very, very well. He said in his obituary that he wants me to print, which I told him, I will print this, but I will also print my rebuttal to his. So there's going to be side by side, and he can't stop me. And he goes, well, I don't want you to print that. I go, you're going to be dead. I told him the other day. How are you going to know if I print it or not? You're not going to be here.
So he wants a statement he wants a final statement publicized in a local newspaper or something like that?
Yeah, it says, so he talks about where he was born and his profession. And then he goes on to about the third paragraph and he says, I thank every patriot, fellow citizen who supported my activist battles. My final demand is this. No one is welcome to my burial service if they support any candidate who does not and is not supportive of our United States Constitution. This includes any person who does not honor their patriotic duty to vote in every election. There you go.
Okay. And does he vote in every election?
I would assume he does. I've never asked him if he's voted in every single election. I have. Even the local ones. Even the ones that nobody cares about. Mm-hmm. I make a point of that anyway. And I'm an independent, by the way.
I'm independent.
For the record.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so I did a counter to that, and
can we hear it?
You really want to hear it?
Independent.
Jeez, really?
I think come on, stop it. No, I don't. Why did you bring it up? Then why did you bring it up?
To talk about I just want to talk about his obituary. I put in here
his obituary or his demands.
His obituary and the demand that he put in his obituary. Here's mine. Stop talking over me. My final wish is this. All individuals that wish to pay respect to me at my service are welcome. I have learned through life that hate never triumphs over love. I have learned that hard lessons in life that have made me a bitter person at times towards others. However, I take with me to my next life a realization that those who hate you only win if you hate them back, and then you destroy yourself.
And he does not want you to print that.
I'm printing it. I don't care what he wants. It's going in the paper.
Can I say I'm on his side on that?
Well, too bad.
Loser.
You can take his side.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're open. I'm glad you're so open-minded that you want to hear my argument as to why.
No, my argument is if he can use the Constitution to further his causes, so can I. I have every right to print whatever I want.
Yes.
And that is my constitutional right. And it totally drives him nuts because I'm using what he does sort of against him. He's like, well, you can't print that. I said, well, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes, we can.
And he's like, well, I'm going to find a way where you can't print it. I go, well, you'll be dead. I told him that yesterday.
I think his problem with it is you're speaking on his behalf. If you wrote it as I am my father's son, and here's what I'd like to say about what my dad had to say. The way you wrote that is you were putting words in his mouth, correct?
Okay, I would back off. Correct. Yes, I would back off.
It just needs to be written from a different perspective is all.
Absolutely, and you are correct. And I stand corrected, and I will be edited to where I talk as I am conveying those words. Yes, I can do that.
Yes, we can.
And that is a good point. That's a really good point.
Would he soften a little bit on his position then, do you think?
No, absolutely not. I'll tell you.
Then that violates your right to free speech, does it not?
Exactly.
Okay. See, before,
just like you turning off the microphone when I'm talking.
Because I think maybe that's what he had a problem with. You were literally putting words in his mouth, writing it the way.
Yeah, I know. I agree. You know what? That's why I love you so much, because you point out the obvious, and that is really, you're right.
All right.
When you helped me write my resume one time, remember you said you got to talk about like in the third person?
Yeah.
You didn't want to say, I did this and we, did that. And it actually sounds better. You're right. You are right.
Wow.
You're the editor. Wow. You're the producer.
Thank you.
You're the professional. You go and see Carol Burnett. You didn't even talk about that. And go and hobnob with all of your Hollywood friends. Okay. There you have it.
Okay. Do we have anything?
How was Carol Burnett? Did you talk to Carol Burnett?
No, I didn't.
Wow. Why not?
Because she doesn't want to hear from me.
Why don't you just?
So now I have to give context. If this is going to be included, I have to give some context because she's pretty huge. Not today, but I mean, she's a legend.
Yeah.
The reason I saw Carol Burnett was that I was at a memorial service for someone she worked with a long time. In fact, he is responsible. He was a musical arranger. He and his wife were, and they have both passed away. And Carol Burnett was at both of their memorial services. He had two daughters. One of them I'm extremely close with. The other I'm acquainted with. And she is also in the music business. I'm going to try and get him on the show to talk about their father, who he was something else. But we'll save that for another time. But yes, she was there and she spoke, and I did not say, will you be on my podcast? No, I didn't do that.
Wait, time out. I didn't ask you to bring her on the pod. I just asked if you
No, I did not.
Okay. So you're okay. It's a simple question.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you talk to her. Okay. I mean, obviously the moment wasn't right, whatever, but it's okay. You guys are at the same funeral together. You can't talk to her.
See, you would have gone up and gotten a selfie probably.
No, I wouldn't have done that. Not at a service.
No, not me. I'm the senator.
No, senator does not do that. No, not there.
Okay.
I do have some. I know this is hard to believe for you and the 12 listeners. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I do have some boundaries, so to speak. That is a boundary I would not cross. Now, if I saw her maybe somewhere else where it was appropriate, but I've gotten some selfies before. I've never gotten one that's been like weird ever. I got one with old John Wooden one time, and I was in San Diego, and he spoke at a conference I was at, and he got done speaking. I went up and started talking to him because he grew up in South Bend, Indiana, where your friend Pete is the mayor. And
Buttigieg.
So one more time.
Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg. Is that close?
It's boot, like you put on a boot.
Boot. Yeah.
Edge.
Buddha edge.
Just say boot edge.
Oh, Buddha edge.
No, boot edge.
Boot edge.
Very good.
Yes, we can.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, John Wooden was really nice. Got a nice selfie with him. Same thing with Tiny Tim. I got my selfie with Tiny Tim. He was done doing a concert in front of like 18 people at the Holiday Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up and got a selfie with Tiny Tim.
Wow. Tiny Tim was at a Holiday Inn?
Yes. And doing a concert. And not only did he do the concert.
He was doing a concert at a Holiday Inn?
Yes. In the lounge.
Serious?
In the lounge. Yes. In the lounge. True story. At the Holodome.
Suppressing my loud. The Hollywood what?
At the Holodome.
The Holiday Inn Holodome.
Yes. No, I did. I went, you know what he did? Tiny Tim serenading. He sang a song to me at the table that he was sitting at. True story.
I don't know what to say to that. Not many people can segue from John Wooden to Tiny Tim, but you can.
Right. I got my selfie with Tom Jones too. One of my favorites. That one was good too. Tom Jones was really nice. He was very, very nice. I can't think of anybody I got a selfie with.
Legendary how big his penis is. Did you know that?
Really?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Huge.
That's disgusting.
Huge. How do you hear that? How do you know that?
I think I heard from Howard Stern. He had Cassandra Peterson on once, who you would probably know better as Elvira.
Yes.
And she had sex with him and said that he was painfully large.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Another guy that's known, legendary large wiener is Mr. Television.
Milton Berle?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Howard Stern even had Milton Berle. This is back in Howard Stern's dirty days. I think the 80s and early 90s, that he had Milton Berle on and was trying to get Milton Berle to talk about how big his penis was, and Uncle Milty was not having it. Isn't that funny?
That is funny. I don't know how you know that stuff, but that's interesting.
You know about Tiny Tim? I know about other pieces of trivia.
Yeah.
You feel like we've covered some good ground?
Hell yeah.
You do.
And I can't wait for our consultant to hear this one.
In summary, what points do you think we've covered?
My father, for one.
Okay, great.
How narcissistic Trump is. Vitamins are a hoax. Talked about Joe Biden. Sure we did. Yeah.
He's not going to run, right? Please tell me he's not going to run.
No, he's 76 years old. I mean.
And how old is your other buddy?
I have no idea. Who's my other buddy?
Your buddy, Bernie. Feel the burn, Bernie Sanders.
Oh, God.
He's even older, correct?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Please have those two step down. We really need those two out of there. Somebody interesting for crying out loud.
Oh, God, yeah. It's going to be painful.
What you going to do about it?
I was doing a meeting the other day, the meeting I always go to on every Friday. And I had to give out somebody a new badge, and happened to be a female, and we're friends. And when I was presenting the badge to her, somebody in the audience yelled, "Oh," I gave her a hug. And somebody, "Oh, Joe Biden, Joe Biden."
They just yelled Joe Biden. That was the most relevant thing. They could just say, Joe Biden. Okay.
Pointing
just
at me,
you
right?
Hug somebody.
And she looks at me and she puts her arms out and she goes, "Give me a big giant hug." And so we just hugged it out.
That's all I care about.
In front of everybody. It was a great moment.
I think I might have brought this up before. There's a new Spider-Man movie coming out and Spider-Man's in Europe. That's the new rehash of something. And he's standing in a lobby or standing somewhere, and he walks up next to a girl, I think that was in the previous Spider-Man, and he's very nervous, and he's as Peter Parker, and he says, You're really pretty. He musters up the courage to say, "You're really pretty." And her response is, "And so that gives me value."
Oh, good God.
Yeah. And I thought on the one hand, that was a snappy comeback. And on the other hand, it's like, I guess commenting on how attractive someone is now a threatening thing to do. Is that where we're at?
I think so. Old man. I'm serious. I think so. I'm holding my head because it's just
commenting on someone looking physically attractive, I guess, is inappropriate and threatening. I think maybe what you could do.
Do you ever do that?
I did it last week. I met someone to speak with them about a position that they left that I might apply for. And they were wearing like a business suit. I don't know if it was above the knee or below the knee skirt, but it was a jacket that matched and a nice blouse. And I said, "You look sharp. I think you can get away with saying that's a sharp outfit. That's a nice dress." You can comment on something specific, but if you say you're pretty, I'm reducing you to a physical thing. And I think I've offended you and maybe threatened you.
If I haven't seen somebody who happens to be female for a long time, I've even done it to the same sex. I've seen a guy, "Hey, you look great. You look fantastic." Is that okay? I've said that to women. I've said it to men before.
I think maybe "you look fantastic" might be general enough that you can get away with it.
Okay.
"You look beautiful," probably not.
Yeah.
I have, hopefully I'm going to get another guest on. I took a trip to Los Angeles recently when I went to that memorial, and I spoke with a lady who works on a TV show. It's an animation show. And she has had an experience with Louis C.K. And I'm trying to get her on to talk about that experience. And I think she has a different take on it than the tradition, what we have heard a lot.
Wow.
I would like to hear her, because you and I start talking about what is sexist. It's two guys. Whatever we have to say is irrelevant because there's nobody that has lived the experience. Do you know what I mean? If we have a woman on and she says, "It's fine if you tell me I'm beautiful," then that's fine. But if for you and I to sit here and say, "It's fine to say a woman's beautiful," that's kind of bullshit, right? Because we're speaking on the behalf of someone who is not representing themselves in the conversation.
I know how it feels because I get looked at all the time, up and down. I get the once over. I walk into a restaurant. This is true. Boom. Women, up and down. Always. Makes me feel uncomfortable.
Okay, I think you're being disrespectful to women right now.
How's that? I get disrespect.
Because you're full of
that hurts me.
Oh, you're full of no. Yeah. Thank you.
No. It happens.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
When you walk in wearing your skinny jeans and your pot belly.
Loser.
I feel like it happens.
Please stop wearing skinny jeans. As a friend, Stop wearing skinny jeans. Okay?
My kilt with a cowboy hat. No, I'm going to tell
You
you.
have a pair of skinny jeans, don't you? Those green pair?
I don't wear skinny jeans.
Or maybe they're not skinny jeans, but you make them seem like skinny jeans. I'm sorry. Shouldn't laugh at my own jokes.
What the hell? I don't think I do, you dumbass.
I think you do have a pair of skinny jeans. Those orange jeans. Don't you have those crazy orange jeans?
Those are my 100
pence pants. You were wearing them in Europe, weren't you? You took a picture of yourself and...
Yeah, they're orange. Oh, those are the yellow. Those are the mustard yellow. Those are my French mustard yellow. The great poupard.
You have mustard yellow jeans and they're skinny jeans.
No,
correct?
They're not. No, they're regular. They're regular old Levi's. They just happen to be yellow.
You better get some. Can I suggest relaxed fit? All right.
No, I can't. I'm just letting you know. God, there was something else I was just going to say about that. I totally lost
about
it.
Fashion or about women, about the sexism? And
no,
what is
just
sexism?
about It's a tough. Sometimes it's better off not to say anything.
Absolutely, men should keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, because most of us put our foot right in our mouth.
Just shut up. You've got all the chips in front of you. Shut up. Right. What are you clicking on right now? I can hear you clicking in the background.
Just to conclude what we've talked about last couple episodes is your friend, not my friend, Jussie Smollett. Okay. The city wants him to pay that it's about $130,000, maybe $150,000, in overtime and all this stuff. And he's refusing to pay, right? They dropped the charges against him.
Why did they drop the charges?
I haven't been able to figure that out. Maybe maybe we can have one of our listeners call in and explain that. There's theories why the prosecutor dropped the charges from, it's in Chicago, the political machine. Chicago has been known to not be the most above board political.
They're corrupt
city.
Okay. But what he tried to get away with was completely.
Yes.
He totally staged it. Did you see what Charles Barkley said about that on TNT?
I did.
You did?
That
was so funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can, Charles Barkley in the middle of a, halftime, and a lot of people know Charles Barkley has transcended basketball. He's just a funny guy. He had Shaquille O'Neal laughing so hard he was crying.
I love it.
And then the guy that think of Ernie's last name, he's sort of the ringleader. He tries to keep things focused and heading down the road. And Ernie walks up. What is Ernie's last name?
Yeah, I don't know. I know I can picture him. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Ernie walks up to Charles Barkley, standing in front of the camera with his back to the camera, standing to Charles Barkley as if trying to have a private conversation with him on live TV, and says, "Chuck, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop it, Chuck." So I found the clip for you, and I have the audio, but let me set up a couple of things. Charles makes his first comment about two black guys beating up a black guy, and the first person to laugh is Shaquille O'Neal, all 7'1" of him. But also listen for people laughing all the way in the back of the soundstage. There are camera operators and boom mic operators and producers and all the people. Everyone has lost it. Charles Barkley and Shaquille both also mention a MAGA hat, Make America Great Again hat. Ernie Johnson is the name of the guy, approaches Charles, and then he and the producers try to cut to a commercial break by playing the theme song. But Charles addresses the camera by saying, "America, let me tell you something." At the end, he also refers to Liam Neeson, who had recently made a racist comment from his past. All of this, Charles Barkley beautifully is able to make us laugh at something that is not appropriate to laugh at. But in his own way, he brings some perspective and allows us to laugh. Check it out.
Ridiculous one over there that's still living that what you would say has no chance of happening.
Two black guys beating a black guy up
and having a black guy.
Sorry, speak it out loud.
That's not on here, man. The Clippers will not make the playoffs. And
what kind of hats they had on, Chuck?
MAGA hat.
All right, I think that's probably it.
Okay.
The Lakers will not make the playoffs. The Kings will is the latest edition. Go ahead, Kenny. I can't believe you, Chuck.
You pay him with cash?
Chuckster.
You pay him with cash or you write him a check, Chuck? Never break. Hey, listen, America.
Chuckster. How?
America. Let me just tell you something.
What's that?
Do not commit crimes with checks. Come on, man. You cannot, if you're going to break the law, do not write a check.
Because you're writing a check that what? You're behind cash.
Yo, man, you cannot cash up. Hey, get cash, man. I never used the ATM. Now, I heard you can only get $200 out of Charles. $500.
Stop, literally.
$1,000. Get circulated. You're going to make a lot of stuff to the ATM.
But you said, Chuck, America.
If you not write checks when you commit illegal activity.
I cannot believe that we touched them all right there. Circle the bag.
Hey, he just said
touch every pillow.
He just said the Lakers would make the playoffs. Jussie said that.
America. Hey, Jack, don't commit crime with Jamie. Jussie, you wasted all that damn time and money. You know what you should have did?
What's that?
Just went up in Liam Neeson's neighborhood. You could have solved all your damn problems.
You would have to write him a check. Oh, my God. Well, I still don't know why the prosecutor dropped the case, but I will say that privilege comes in more than just one color. Okay? So think about that.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know
I
what
just
to say
say
to that. Other than it will probably be.
Oh, you shouldn't
from
cut
the
that
episode.
one. I'm telling you. Because it's true.
Really?
What? You think that he doesn't have some sort of privilege? That they dropped this case against him? Not some sort of quote privilege?
What you're sort of implying is that if he was white, that they would not have dropped.
Oh, I'm just saying it comes in more than one color.
And you are implying that if he was white, that they would not drop the charges. That's what you are implying, correct? Point blank.
No, I'm not implying that. I'm saying if he was white,
What are you
then
implying?
they, meaning the prosecutor, would have been accused of white privilege. He happens not to be white, and they still drop it. So I'm just saying privilege comes in more than just one color.
Okay.
Okay, it's not just white.
Maybe we can
That's what I'm saying.
actually get our first comment on the comment screen. I'll leave it in.
Okay. Right. Okay. I don't know about if our consultant's going to be. You need to check.
I'm
with
going to
him
keep it in.
if you
I
wanna keep that
have
in
to
or
take the show back. I'm not saying taking it back. I'm not taking the show back. You just have to take. You
You're
have
the
to
best.
take suggestions. You did.
I love you. You're the best.
I don't know about the senator's comments, but a big thank you to TNT for somehow allowing access to that clip, and especially to Charles Barkley for his comments and for, I guess, making lemonade out of a bunch of lemons. The Modern Moron loves Charles Barkley. Next week, I will get a chance to speak a little bit about the life of the gentleman whose memorial service I had the privilege to attend. He led a very interesting life in the entertainment business, and I will be speaking with one of his daughters. I hope you'll check it out, and thank you for listening to The Modern Moron.